Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more.
So in 2022, aside from recompense, right? Because everything that was hidden will be revealed. Even airplanes, even dead people, even missing people, even suicided people, even dog experiments. Like I told you, FEMA's going to take down Fauci. If you've done good, that will be amplified. If you've done evil, it's time to pay the piper. But they're not going to go down without a fight. Climate change, their biggest weapon. And they've put them all over because a lot of people have shared pictures of their 5G towers that literally have seating stalls. And I'm like, okay, it's not time to say it. It's not time to say it. Because then, when you say it at a time that's wrong, people aren't mature enough to understand. Like I said, it feels like it's October and suddenly it's going to be winter. Got myself a 50-pound bag of rice. I do have 2 growing puppies. I think I'm going to get myself another one too. See, it's so weird. It is just so bizarre how they try to flip things. You're a conspiracy theorist, chemtrails. Shut up. Wait a minute. You guys were weather modifying from the 1800s. Churchill weather modified. You used that shit in Vietnam. Oh, wait. What did the reporter say? Allegedly. Right? Allegedly. They used it in the USSR before. Right? They used it in China. They're using it in front of us. Hey, look, Saudi Arabia made it rain. It's really important to be able to do this because they have droughts. So we should be able to do this. Oh, don't worry. Iodine is found everywhere, like for hormones and shit. No wonder everyone is so soy. What are they putting in the water? Right. What are they putting in the water? See, don't go buying anybody any Malaysian airline tickets. I gave one mock ticket to a friend of mine for Christmas once. Oh, and the joke was, dang, I'm not your friend. So as 2021 draws to a close, it went pretty quick, didn't it? It went actually really quick. And it was perfect. Because those that could not see at all are starting to see a little bit of light. They're starting to say, well, it doesn't smell right. Even the people that got vaccinated are like, wait a minute, so I got vaccinated and it's not working. I need extra boosters. Oh, and I could still get it and I still have to wear a mask. I can't go back to normal. I just want to get my pumpkin spice latte and do my thing. Right? Right? 2022 is not going to be easy. But it'll be wins, right? Don't take that as something. I hurt when I see evil people go down too. Because they didn't come to this earth to be evil. Right? It's really going to hurt. When someone is swimming and they're drowning, they take a lot of people with them. They will claw at you. That's one thing you learn when you learn to rescue someone from drowning. You pretty much hold them in a chokehold because they will take you down. So when you see a lot of people go down, a lot of people struggling with choices that they made, because they believe that someone is going to save them, like the government or something, right? That's the problem. That is the problem. That's the pain, because they're not going to go with a whimper in the night. They will take down as many people as they can, as hard as they can. Betty White died. Everyone's like, she was funny. She had great comedic timing. But you do know she was part of the OSS. And then she was also an asset. And, I don't think that she was extremely evil. But as a centennial, right? In that climate, it's a little bit weird. And so may her soul be saved, which I doubt. Because you turn a blind eye, and it's just as bad. So, what I saw was that people were complaining that somebody else didn't die, that is 20 years her junior, and then some. They were asking for someone else to die. Oh, why did God take her and not him? It's like, what a disgusting person you have to be to say something like that. When I saw that she died, I wanted to remember her for the joy that she brought to people and her comedic timing, which was impeccable comedic timing. Like, I kid you not, it's very hard to find people that have comedic timing. Like, I'm going to say this almost like I say this every time I get the comedic timing my kid had on saying, what she said when we were asked for our papers. Someone was like, show me your papers. Phoebe goes, oh my God, communism, my favorite. I was just like, that was perfect timing. Like the timing, the tone, the reaction, because the other person couldn't stop. Comedic timing is a quality like, wow. That's something she had, comedic timing. But by no means was she, no one is a saint. Okay. She was an actress, you guys. You all know what goes on in fucking Hollywood. You think she didn't see any of that shit? Come on, stop. Let's just stop. You don't know her. You didn't break bread with her. Okay. But the talent she had in comedic timing is, what was interesting. And being a woman in that day and age, and going off to the World War, they say she drove trucks. Anyway, she served. She actually served, and so she had cojones. So we all commit sins. We're all not perfect. We're imperfectly perfect. But I hope that she's stuck. So that's it. Stuck. But in 2022, while all of us are looking at, new variants, they're down to Rho now. Then there's Sigma. They're going to skip over that. They don't like that. They'll probably go to Tau, right? Tau is cool. Tau sounds good, right? Because now we're at the Rho, right? So that was quick. Omicron, Rho, it's Sigma, Tau, Epsilon, Phi, He, and Omega. We're almost there. They're going to have to find a new alphabet now. Maybe it'll be 2.0, 2.01, like fucking firmware updates. That's not funny because they are. But I think they're gonna skip over Sigma and go straight to Tau because that sounds terrifying. Tau. The Tau variant. I can already see it now. Like if I was the script writer for the letters, I'd be like, nope, we're not gonna do Sigma. Sounds like stigma. Too charged. Let's just go to Tau. The Tau variant. So what comes after Omega? I guess they're going to time it perfectly for the death that's sweeping in. When we look at our environment that we live in, our house, our city, our state, our nation, what you perceive to be your planet, it's a biodome. It all works together. It beats like one heart. And they're messing with it. And then they're crying about it. Right? And they're going to use that against us. They tried to use it on Mar-a-Lago, remember? And then the hurricane did a right turn. Remember that when it was coming into Mar-a-Lago and then suddenly made a 90-degree turn? Yep, totally natural. So climate is going to be used because that's their big thing, right? Big thing. And I'm praying that most people can sustain where they will have these famine, the famine, the water shortages, you know. Maybe this is why they stalled the NABF, right? Remember that I said that to the NABF. All we need is a tornado to go through there, and we've got a new pestilence out everywhere. So, famine is everywhere, well, around the world right now. And these occurrences are not happenstance. They're all done by man. If there were higher courts in heaven, right, what you perceive to be heaven, Satan has domain here because you're doing it, not you specifically. So, when acts of God, as they claim, which are really acts of man that happen, and that also sucks because then the insurance company won't pay you when it's determined that the government actually did this, right? But weather warfare is no joke. Could you imagine tagging a nation with just an earthquake? You can cause utter chaos. Could you imagine throwing a bunch of tornadoes just to fuck with people? You better sign that bill. I'm going to send a tornado down your state. You better sign this. I'm going to set them all on fire while I put water next door. Frozen water. Temperature is going to drop from 80 degrees to 30. Watch me do it. But see, it's only a matter of that one point where he hears us, genuinely hears us. If we only need 1%, 1% to cut above the noise, to cut right through that firmament and be heard. 1%. Or you could be like, just help. Because President Trump said it best. Only God can help. So when you guys start seeing things unfold, right? Because last year in February, I told you about Fauci's puppies. I guess we're going to see those come out now, in 2022, where there's going to be problems. Malaysian Airlines, the plane disappeared on my birthday in 2014. It was pretty weird. Pretty weird. I just thought to myself, wait a minute, what? Are we going to find out what happened with Epstein's jet in those rolling hills of Middle America where it teleported? You should look that episode up. It's quite fascinating. Everything's going to come out. Everything. And while they're trying to come up with cover stories, because you see them coming out every day, revisiting old tragedies just to find explanations that aren't really explanations, but telling you that they're trying to find an explanation. When they come out, people will be held accountable for these things. In the meantime, it's picture the planet as you can picture it, what you perceive as a planet, like a game of Risk, right? Like a game board. And you can see their pieces being moved. Find your still, because you and your families are safe, right? Do not have fear, because that is what they prey on. Because 2022 is not going to be easy. There's going to be sudden destruction, and the only thing that can help you right now is God. And see, at the beginning of the show, I showed you that video where they had these communications, and there was a reason for that. They didn't have the computer connected to internet. It didn't have a modem. And these conversations were happening. Someone was like, maybe someone's hacking. Other people were like, ooh, it was a ghost in the machine. Stop. There's no ghost in the machine. Oops. There's no ghost in the machine, right? Energy and communication between devices can happen when they're energetically linked, when they're directly linked from a footprint. It's like an alloy footprint, I would say. Superhighway of information and communication that you can find with terminal IDs. There are a lot of cops out today. Damn, it's going to be crazy. And so ley lines are completely different from earth energy lines. Fixed ley intercepts, aka flies, are untapped energy connections, untapped connections. And that is more evident, and hopefully it helps you understand the phenomena that drew people from the sleep state to the awake state. Very few people can command terminals as such. There are very specific ley lines, but also operators, right? Because they can detect operators. So hopefully that helps dispel the who is. It's actually the what is, or the when is. As I said when I started my radio show, a lot of the things that I would say would challenge status quo. But imagine if 10 years ago someone told you that we're throwing in particles in the clouds to make them rain. You'd say that's stupid, even though they started doing it 30 years ago. Right? So if someone was to tell you, and that you understand the concept that time is not linear and that the past, present, and the future coexist, it wouldn't be a terrifying thought to be able to understand that some things you just can't explain right now because you haven't been taught that. And like that lady that I played explaining these energy points, which I was hoping it was more laid out ley lines, but she was pretty good. She said the perceived historical narrative, or the historical narrative we have been provided. 2022, MMXXII. Pretty iconic. I mean, when it comes up to 3 rods, now that's crazy. But it is a time for liberation. I mean, that should be a liberating number. MMXXII. Pretty liberating number. MMXXII. 2022. The year of recompense, where divine order will come in, where there will be a sigh of relief right after the heat of what's perceived as summer. And then the baby's out, and there's going to be a lot of screaming, but it's going to be good screaming. And the birth pains are done. It's 9 months of birth pains, right? 9 months to carry it. Maybe we should, we should have started the clock on December 1st, not January 1st. But it's going to be a time where things are going to start to kind of fall into place unexpectedly. Lots of wins. But like I said, with so many people going, obviously, your Hollywood executives, your big CEOs, your big company your entrepreneurs, they're all at the end of their perceived and fed narrative lifespan. So the fact that people were bitching, excuse me, that Betty White passed away at 99 was insane. She's 99. There's a lot of people that are going to be dying that haven't even reached 9 next year. And then their parents will feel the guilt. This is where the problem lies. The parents are going to feel the guilt. And it terrifies me. And I know I love to troll those that have gotten the vaccine so much. But for those parents that have provided it to their children, it terrifies me as to what they would do. Every booster, every firmware upgrade they get is Russian roulette. And now everyone's reporting how, common ratty is not in the United States. They're only using COVID. No shit. We covered that in August, right? Again, they're all making narratives. This is, please, in 2022, try to be able to discern things that already passed that they're making a big deal out of. A lot of people are like, this person's saying that, the COVID vaccines aren't the FDA approved ones. It's like, first of all, none of them are FDA approved, but I already told you that in August because it was fucking published in August by the CDC itself. It was like on there, okay? It was on there. I did a whole freaking show, walked you through the whole thing. So when people are telling you, this is it, let's analyze this shit, just turn it off. When people are saying, here's what you need to do. You need to do this. You need to do that. This is how you're going to get better. This is where you're going to, and you're going to be like, we've been talking about this for over a year. Is this some new thing? Is this not established? Is this not what, was? I mean, I'm so confused. The year of recompense, right? What does the word mean? Look it up. It brings pure balance. This is where people pay the piper. Okay? It's definition. I mean, we can't even trust dictionaries anymore for definitions, damn it. So it's like, can I really use it? Recompense. The act of compensating for service or loss or injury. Make payment to, compensate. Make amends for, pay compensation for. Payment or reward as for service rendered. Like I told you, if you do good and you are giving good and you are pushing good, you will get that amplified. If you are pushing evil, oh boy, I do not want to be I'm already seeing it happen. To people that I've seen and known. It eats you alive. It eats you alive. And there's going to be so many people that are going to be victim at their own hands. And this is, parents that take decisions lightly, It's going to be very disturbing because it's not going to be very easy to stomach. And we're not just talking about vaccines. We're talking about a lot of things, right? The full unfettered trust. The full unfettered trust in government. Because, hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Wasn't it Ronald Reagan who said, don't. Always amongst the people that you speak with, remember, there are people that are disreputable and unworthy of your trust. And when you identify them, or if someone tells you about them, if you tell someone, hey, this person is untrustworthy, then they'll just ban them or not listen to them. But what a wise person does is, yeah, I don't trust CNN, but I'm going to listen to what they have to say, and I will take necessary measures to ensure that I am protected. And I'm going to take a look at what they have to say. This is how it is. There's 3 levels of, oh my gosh, what do they call that thing? I'm so stuck on the word. You know, when you have flour and you want to get the lumps out, you use, what is it called again? Damn, the word, tip of my tongue. I'm looking at the chat, someone throw me a bone. A sifter, right? Okay, so there's 3 sifters that you're going to use when you're dealing with information, okay? So the first one is the sifter of truth, right? When you say something or convey something to someone you love, the first filter that you're going to use is that of truth. Is what you're going to tell them true to the best of your knowledge, right? Is it something that you've heard yourself or watched with your eyes? Is it something that you understand yourself? This is where a lot of people say, well, you know, I kind of overheard it, right? This is where they don't really come out and say, oh, yeah, it's that. Be very careful with the words you use when conveying information in 2022. So you go with truth, right? You go with truth first. Now, if the first layer of filters or sift that you use, you have to use the filter of goodness, right? You're going to sift it through something good. So when you're speaking of someone or something, right, aside from the truth, you're going to use it through a sifter of good, okay? A sifter of good. It's very important that we use it. You know, this was Socrates' method. So if you're going to talk smack on somebody, if you're going to talk smack on something, if you're going to attack it, and it's not going to be something good, then you shouldn't put it through. You shouldn't. And the last filter, and I'm going to start practicing this filter a lot. Is it necessary? Because sometimes I say things because I know what they're capable of and I can sniff it out. The one that will put you down as if you're a rabid dog because they feel safe, right? The one with 50 masks. The fact that my judge hasn't freaking answered on my case because he's going to fucking be like, oh, it's moot now. The school has them, you know, elective. Like maybe you can wear them if you want to. So 4 months in court and all I get is, oh, it's moot now. The high school, you know, is going to implement, maybe not mandatory, but, you know, you decide if you want to wear masks, you know. See, was that necessary? I think so. Right? But was it good? No, it was bitching. So is it necessary? Is it good? And is it true? I have to start practicing that too. Only because I say a lot of random stuff to random people, hoping that one of them wakes them up. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one in that boat. Because 2022 is going to be so hard. And I'm not saying it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be a really, really bad year. Because when you bring order, right, it's where you're paying the piper. And, you know, when they're going down, they'll do anything to stay afloat, okay? They will do anything to stay afloat. And if they're coming down hard, damn, they're going to take everyone as far as they can down with them. So let's just pretend Pelosi's going down. She'll destroy you with legislation before she goes. If, Kamala's going down, she'll destroy you with something before she goes. This is what they do. It's like that mean kid that just got in trouble and then kicks the door and makes a hole in it. So the year of recompense, they're terrified of you. They're already talking about how the youth is incels, right? They're terrified of the youth. This is where recompense comes in. Recompense. They come in. And it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. And it's not a bad thing, right? I still want to know where some things that happened. I want to know what really happened in Syria with the chemical warfare. I really, really want to know what's going on in Idlib. I really want to know why they shot down MH17. I also want to know where the fuck is MH370, these Malaysian Airlines. So why is it always Malaysian Airlines where the planes go missing? Like, what? So I want to know all these things. I want answers as to why they felt that they needed to do this. I want answers as to who's paying for this and who's paying for that. I want answers as to who funded the vaccines. I want answers as to who's funding the new masks they're pushing. I want answers as to who's funding the propaganda that's being flushed down every single orifice of your body, ears, eyes, mouth, everything. They're just force feeding you propaganda. I want to know. And that's recompense. Whatever they've been dishing, they're about to get served. So that's how we are definitely winning, because it'll be really painful. Really painful. So on that note, we need God more than anything. I wish all of you a healthy new year, a healthy, stealthy, and wealthy new year. And the only thing on top of all of that, the most important thing, I wish you can find your still. Therefore, your discernment is not something that you will have to question. You will simply know. Happy New Year. Here's to MMXXII. Fuck 2021. And let's eat 2022 for lunch.
Getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate the values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheek. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting, and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. Need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. We need you now. One day, one day, one day. One day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
That doesn't look good. How does that look to you? A lion. Kind of looks very familiar. Very ominous. This is what went on in London. A heart in a soccer ball. And it's the year of the tiger, so I guess maybe that's why they had that. But there were a lot more. Hold on.
Yeah, including in Hong Kong, Australia, and Greece.
Who'd they do it for in Australia if everyone's locked up in their house? I guess just the elites, right? Wow, they only got they only got fireworks. No lasers. Only the crown did.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all of my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, if you told me you were drowning, would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend. I don't know if you know who I am, but I was there and I saw what you did. Saw it with my own two eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. for all of my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, I remember, don't worry. How could I ever forget? It's the first time, the last time we ever met. But I know the reasons why you keep your silence up. No, you don't fool me, 'cause the hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows. It's no stranger to you and me. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all of my life. Oh Lord, now can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all of my life.